So you wanted to get the iPhone 13, but the iPhone 12 is available at a much lower price right now, and this has you confused so as to which one you should get. Don't worry, you are not alone. Many people are struggling with the decision to choose between the iPhone 13 and the iPhone 12. Hey guys, it's Sagar, and in this video, I'm going to try and help you decide which one of these two phones is the right one for you. Before we begin, let me make this very clear. This video is not intended towards someone who already has an iPhone 12. You might be looking at all the iPhone 13's videos and wondering that whether you should upgrade from your iPhone 12 to the iPhone 13. The short answer is don't. You already have a very good phone which runs just as fast and smooth as you got it on the first day. And if you ask me, I would say you should keep on using it for at least 2 more years, if not more. In the end, it is your money, so I'm not going to tell you where you should spend it. But if you still want to get the iPhone 13, or if you want to see what the iPhone 13 offers over the iPhone 12, continue watching this video. The thing that might have got you into this situation is the price of both these phones. In India, iPhone 13 starts at 79,900 rupees for the 128GB variant, which is now the base storage option on all the iPhone 13 series phones. With some offers that are currently going on, you can get it for close to 74,000 rupees. At the time of uploading this video, iPhone 12 is officially available at 69,900 rupees for the 64GB storage option. And there are some ongoing offers on some of the online platforms where you can get it for as low as 64,000 rupees. That was the 64GB variant of the iPhone 12. If you are looking to get the one with 128GB of storage, which is now the base storage option on the iPhone 13, the iPhone 12 will cost you somewhere between 69 to 71,000 rupees depending on where you purchase it from. Now these prices might change a bit depending on when you are watching this video, so for the latest updated prices and offers, click on the link in the description section. So at the time of uploading this video, if you are considering the official prices without any discount or offers, there is a 14,000 rupees difference between the iPhone 13 and the 64GB variant of the iPhone 12, and a 9,000 rupees difference between the 128GB variants of both these phones. If money is not a factor and you can spend more to get the iPhone 13, you should definitely go for it. But if you can't spend the extra 9 or 14,000 rupees, or if you would like to save that money or spend it somewhere else, then you don't have any other choice than to go for the iPhone 12. For these prices, what do you actually get with both these phones? Let us start with the points that we first notice when we touch or look at these phones: the design and build. iPhone 13 largely carries forward the same design as the iPhone 12. Both the phones come with a 6.1-inch display, so their sizes are mostly similar. iPhone 13 is however 0.25mm thicker and 9 grams heavier than the iPhone 12. But even holding both these phones side by side, I could barely tell this difference. It still gets the squared off flat edges for its frame, which is made of aluminium and is color matched to the back of the phone that you are going for. Front glass on both these phones gets ceramic shield coating, which is much more resilient against damage. And front and back glass still sits flush with the frame on both these phones and doesn't protrude like the 2.5D curved glass at the front and back of previous iPhones. I really like that Apple has readopted this flat design. Now the ceramic shield on this iPhone is more resilient to drops, but it is still just as vulnerable as the iPhone 11 to scratches. So no matter which of these two phones you get, I strongly urge you to apply a good quality tempered glass screen protector and also use a good case with them right from the day one. That gives me a perfect segue to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Casetify. Casetify offers a huge collection of cases and screen protectors for your phone. All of their cases and screen protectors offer amazing protection, and they are drop tested to make sure that your phone gets the kind of protection it deserves. These new iPhones are not exactly cheap, and if you drop them, the cost of repairs will put another huge dent in your pocket. So the best thing you can do to protect your shiny new iPhone 13 is apply a Casetify screen protector and put it in one of these Impact Crush or Ultra Impact Crush cases. These Crush series cases are made with 65% recycled material. If you look at one of the sides of the case, it says this case is made from recycled phone cases. So by going with these cases, you would be doing your part of not creating any more plastic waste. You have a ton of designs to choose from. If you don't like to hide the color on the back of your phone, you can use this transparent case and still show off or admire your new phone. You can even customize these cases with your own design or have your name printed on them like Casetify did with my cases. These cases are available for other phones as well. So head over to their website from the link in the description section and start customizing your own cases right now. One of the ways to differentiate the iPhone 13 from the iPhone 12 just by looking at it are the new color options. I'm not sure how many people will remember that a specific color is just available for the iPhone 13 and not for the iPhone 12. So although there are a few new colors, they are not the main differentiators. If I'm being honest, I actually prefer the color options on the iPhone 12 lineup. There are two sure shot ways to tell the iPhone 13 apart from the iPhone 12. Those are a 20% smaller notch at the front of the iPhone 13 and the new diagonal placement of the rear cameras. If you see any of these two things, you can clearly tell that it's an iPhone 13. This new placement of the cameras is not just there for aesthetic purpose. It is there because the lenses and the sensors behind it are much larger now, so it was not possible to place them one below the other. If you look a bit closer on these camera modules, one on the iPhone 13 is now pushed closer to the edges of the phone compared to the one on the iPhone 12. I really love the flat edges on both these phones. There is a lot more metal to hold on to, so I feel this design makes these phones a lot creepier. All the buttons and ports are on the same side on both these phones, but all these buttons are now placed a bit lower on the iPhone 13, which makes it a bit easier for us to reach them. But this also means that the cases that are made for the iPhone 12 are not compatible with this new iPhone 13. Both the phones get IP68 water and dust resistance rating and can survive for 30 minutes underwater at the depth of 6 meters. Now, same design is good for people who bought the iPhone 12 last year or who for some reason had to buy it recently. I said had to because no one should buy the current or outgoing iPhones when the new one is just about a month or two away, unless you absolutely have to. Yeah, so it's a good thing for someone who already has the iPhone 12 because the design of their phone is not outdated just yet, and people getting the iPhone 13 can still differentiate their phone thanks to the new colors, smaller notch, and more importantly, thanks to the new diagonal placement of the rear cameras. Before we move on to the displays, if you are new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notifications for this channel. It is free, and hitting the subscribe button makes sure that you won't miss out on any of the upcoming videos from this channel. Coming to the displays, both of them get a 6.1-inch Super Retina XDR display. These are OLED panels with a resolution of 2532 by 1170 pixels. iPhone 13's display now get a peak brightness of 800 nits for normal conditions, which is up from 625 nits of peak brightness on the iPhone 12's display. You might not notice this indoors, but when viewing the screen on both these phones outdoors, you will notice this difference. iPhone 13's display gets a bit brighter and is slightly easier to view when you are outside. Both get the same 1200 nits of peak brightness for HDR content. There are cases when you might not notice the slightly brighter display on the iPhone 13, but you will definitely notice the smaller notch that it brings along. Both the phones still get a notch, and it hides the tech that is necessary for Face ID to work behind it. But the notch on this iPhone 13 is now 20% smaller than the one on the iPhone 12. Other than just taking up less space, this smaller notch doesn't bring any functional improvements with it. There is now enough space next to the notch, but you still won't get any more information displayed there. Apple won't even let you have the battery percent icon displayed there next to the battery icon. So overall, the smaller notch is just a cosmetic change. It is still there, and you will still notice it when watching videos in full screen mode or while playing games. So please, don't base your purchase decision based on the size of the notches on both these phones. Overall colors, contrast and blacks are same on both the phones, but I did notice a slight pink or red tint in iPhone 13's display when you look at it from various angles. This is not a major issue, and it doesn't show up unless you change the viewing angles drastically, but I noticed it, so I thought I should mention it. Size of the bezels is same on both the phones, but since the pink iPhone 13 has a lighter frame and the frame on the blue iPhone 12 is darker, we get an illusion that the iPhone 13 has thinner bezels. So here's a small tip. If you want the bezels on your phone to look smaller, go with any of the lighter colored iPhones. Going with the lighter back also helps hide any of the fingerprints, smudges or scratches that might be there on your phone. We still have Face ID as the only biometric method to unlock both these phones. Apple had a golden opportunity to try and introduce fingerprint sensors on both these phones, since Face ID is pretty much useless when you're outside and wearing mask all the time. If not below the display, they could have easily added the fingerprint sensor under the power button like they did with the iPad Air 4 last year and the new redesigned iPad Mini 6, which was announced alongside the iPhone 13. I mean, if the tech is there, why not just give it to the users and make their lives so much easier, especially in the difficult times that we all are in right now. The grill for the earpiece speaker is now moved closer to the frame on the iPhone 13, and it is also bigger than the one on the iPhone 12. I did not find any mention about this on Apple's website, but I do feel that speakers on the iPhone 13 sound louder and deeper than the ones on the iPhone 12. So if you like to take your phone calls on speakerphone, or if you like to listen to your music on your phone without earphones, then I think you should go with the 13. iPhone 13 comes with the latest A15 Bionic processor. If you look at the benchmark scores, it is faster than the A14 Bionic processor on the iPhone 12, but the improvements both in terms of CPU and GPU are not that groundbreaking. It is not that big of an issue, because the A14 was already much faster processor and there was barely any app that could take full advantage of it. So the performance should not be an issue on the iPhone 13 or even on the iPhone 12 for years to come. Both of them have 4GB of RAM. While using them for day-to-day tasks like taking images, opening and scrolling through social media, texting, making and receiving calls, and opening some other apps, iPhone 13 is a hair faster, but if you don't have these phones side by side, I doubt that you will even notice the difference. These A series processors from Apple are way ahead of their time. Apple makes them so fast and efficient, so they keep on giving us smooth and amazing performance for years to come. It is their way of future-proofing these phones. So no matter which of these two phones you choose, performance will be the last thing that you will have to worry about. Speaking of future-proofing, both of them come with 5G antennas. And while 5G might be non-existent in most parts of the world right now, in the next few years it will be widely available, and since these phones last for 3, 4 or even 5 years, if you go with either of them, you will be ready for the 5G speeds when the networks are available. iPhone 12 got a 2815 mAh battery, which comfortably lasted me an entire day throughout the last year. But the iPhone 13 comes with a larger 3227 mAh battery inside, which according to Apple gives us over 2.5 hours of extra battery life compared to the iPhone 12. In my testing, I did not manage to kill the battery on either of these phones by the end of the day. I normally start my days with 100% of charge on both the phones, and with a similar usage of above 6 hours of screen on time of both of them, iPhone 12 ends the day with about 18 to 20% of the battery still remaining, while the iPhone 13 had well over 35% of the battery still remaining almost every day. So yeah, the battery on the iPhone 13 definitely lasts longer. When it is time to charge it up, you will need to buy a separate charger for both of them, as none of them come with a charger in the box. With a 20-watt charger, both of them can go from 0 to 50% in half an hour, and they take little less than 1.5 hours to reach 100%. Both of them support wireless charging. If you use any of the normal Qi chargers, you can charge them wirelessly at 7.5 watts. But if you use the MagSafe charger and the 20-watt power brick, you can charge them wirelessly at 15 watts. Other than the hardware, software or iOS is what pulls and keeps most people locked to their iPhones. iPhone 12 got iOS 15 update right on the day Apple pushed it out, and the iPhone 13 came with it installed out of the box. Other than a few small bugs which are being reported by a small number of users, I am loving the iOS 15. The best thing is, everything is same on both these phones software-wise. iPhone 13 gets a few extra features in the camera app, like the cinematic mode and photographic styles, but that's it. I would say over 95% of the software features are same on both these phones, so even if you go for the iPhone 12, you won't be missing a lot software-wise. Apple is also known for pushing out software updates on their phones for 6 years at least, if not more. This is just unheard of in the smartphone world. I have this original iPhone SE, and it also got the iOS 15 update right when my iPhone 12 got it, and it is still running it just as smoothly. That brings us to one of the most important deciding factor for most people: the cameras. Both these phones come with dual 12-megapixel cameras on their back. The main camera gets a 26mm lens, and the ultra-wide angle camera gets a 13mm lens. From what I know, the ultra-wide angle cameras on both these phones have the exact same hardware, but the main camera and the lens optics in front of it are much larger on the iPhone 13 this time. iPhone 13 uses the same main camera as the one on the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and we already know that was the biggest sensor on any iPhone last year. Here are actual specs of the cameras on both these phones. As you can see, iPhone 13 doesn't only get a bigger sensor, but it also gets the sensor shift stabilization tech from the main camera on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Front-facing cameras are the same on both the phones. It's a 12-megapixel sensor with f2.2 aperture and a 23mm lens. iPhone 13 does get some new features like Smart HDR4, photographic styles, cinematic mode for videos, and so on. Here are some of the images from both these phones compared side by side. iPhone 13 gets some new features like the Smart HDR4, and that combined with the larger main sensor and the image processing power of the new A15 Bionic processor helps it capture better images than the iPhone 12 in almost all lighting conditions. I will have a much more detailed camera comparison video between these two phones out in just a few days. In that video, I will dive much deeper into each individual cameras on both these phones, so make sure you have the notifications for this channel turned on. Until then, you should know that the cameras on this iPhone 13 are much better in all lighting conditions. But for most people, it will be very difficult to spot any difference between the daytime images and the videos from both these cameras. Although both of them have the same front-facing cameras, software optimization on the 13 makes its selfies look a bit better in terms of details. If you take most of your images in daytime, you can go with either of these and you will be happy with the results. But if you do a lot of photography indoors or in lower light, or if you take a lot of selfies, then I think you should go with the iPhone 13. So with what all the iPhone 13 offers, I would say it is worth the extra 9 to 14,000 rupees over the iPhone 12. It gives you brighter display, smaller notch, better speakers, newer and better internals, better performance from all three cameras, especially in indoors and lower light, and considerably better battery life. So if you're looking to upgrade from the iPhone 11, 10s, 10 or any of the phones from before that, and you can extend your budget, then definitely go for the iPhone 13. As I said before, if you already have the iPhone 12, and unless you absolutely need to get a new phone, I don't think you should upgrade to the iPhone 13. But if I was making a decision between getting either of these two phones, I think I'm going to go with the iPhone 13. The upgrades that it brings over the iPhone 12 are worthwhile for me, and especially considering the price of the 128GB variants of both these phones, I don't think there is that much of a difference. If you're still confused, go back, watch the video again, note the features that both these phones offer you, and see if those are worth the extra money to you or not. Whatever your decision is, let me know in the comments. If you guys want to get any of these phones, I will really appreciate if you get them from the affiliate links in the description section. That is it for this video guys. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to the channel for a lot more quality videos like this. You can also check out some of the other videos from this channel. This has been Sagar and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.